Your anatomy is a blueprint. You are an architect. Beneath your skin lie the plans for your fastest, strongest, most powerful self. If you can learn the structure of your skeleton, the makeup of your muscle, and the mechanics of movement, you can create your best possible body.
I'm Mike Robertson. This is Built by Science. When young guys first get in the gym, what's that first muscle group they think of and want to hit? You got it, it's their chest. It's not uncommon to see a young guy get in the gym and hit it 20, 30, 40 sets of bench press in one workout. And that's just one workout. That's not over 3, 4, 5 days a week that they're in the gym. The bad news is if you're hitting 20, 30, 40 sets of bench press every single day, you're either going to end up with a shoulder injury or at the very least, bad posture. So as we go through this video, I want to teach you guys not only how to be more efficient and effective in your training, but taking that to the next level with some smart, targeted pec and chest training. In this video, we're going to cover the muscles, we're going to cover the bones and the joints, we're going to cover all the individual movements that those bones and joints create, and we're going to throw in a few key exercises so that you guys know the exact moves and techniques we want you to use to get the most out of your pec and chest training. With that being said, we've got IFBB Physique Pro Craig Capurso in the house. The guy's got an amazing physique, he's shredded. He's gonna help all of us better understand how to target and really hit our chest muscles. Let's go ahead and jump right into the anatomy. When we're talking about your chest, we're gonna focus on 3 muscle groups here today. The first one, and the one you're probably most interested in, is your pec major, and that's your big chest muscle. Now, within your pec, there's actually 3 subsections. You've got your clavicular head, and that runs from your clavicle, comes down and across, and attaches onto your humerus or your upper arm bone. Second, you have your sternal head, and that runs from your sternum all the way, comes across, and also inserts into your humerus or your upper arm bone. There are certain anatomists that will also tell you there's a third head, and it's called the abdominal portion of your pec. And it actually runs from your rectus sheath, which is a big part of connective tissue, and comes up and across, and it also attaches onto the humerus. So while there's 3 unique subsections to your pecs, these are a major player. And most times, a lot of guys are really gonna struggle with this top portion, this clavicular head. So we're gonna make sure we throw a few key exercises into the workout to make sure you're really dialing it in and hitting this area. So we've got pec major. The second muscle group we're gonna focus on is called pec minor. And this is a really small muscle group. You're probably not gonna wanna spend a lot of time in the gym trying to develop it, but it actually runs from a little bony prominence on the top of your scapula called your coracoid process. It comes down and attaches to ribs 3, 4, and 5 on your rib cage. So again, I want you to know that it's there, but you're probably not gonna spend a lot of time trying to develop it. It's mostly there for improving your breathing and your respiration. Last but not least, we're gonna talk about your serratus anterior. And this is a muscle you may not spend a lot of time developing in the gym, but it's absolutely critical not only for a nice balanced physique, but for developing good, healthy shoulders as well. So with your serratus anterior, it actually starts on the inside of your shoulder blade, wraps around, and attaches or connects onto the front of your rib cage. So as you guys can imagine, if you've seen really lean bodybuilders like Craig, they've got that great looking serratus. We're gonna make sure we show you how to develop that muscle as well, because it's really critical, not only for physique, but for performance as well. Now that we've covered the muscles, let's take a look at the bones and joints involved in creating movement through your chest. We're gonna start with the back side of Craig's body. So he's gonna turn around here. And if you can imagine, you've got your shoulder blade or your scapula. Now this is really important. When you're setting up on an exercise like a bench press, you wanna pin those shoulder blades down and back. So that's really important. It's gonna give you a stable base to press from. So your scapula is actually really important, especially when you're doing big compound exercises. You got your scapula, and then you have your humerus. And those 2 joints, or those 2 bones, come together to form your glenohumeral joint. This is very important. If you don't have a good setup for your chest pressing exercises, you're leaving your shoulders exposed to injury. Last but not least, I'm gonna have Craig just give me a quarter turn here. You can't talk about chest without talking about the elbow.